If you would have heard what Caitlyn said to me, you would have been throwing punches too.
I didn't really say anything malicious. I just said, hey, Angel, quit walking around like your shit don't stink. Just to let you know, your shit does stink. And then I sniffed the air and said, it stinks like shit.
Then she started to talking about crazy shit. White girl shit, like which Marvel movie she wanted to see next, and she asked me if I thought Robert Downey Jr. could save the Marvel Universe again.
I talked about a lot of movies to Angel, sure. Favorite 80s action films, my go-to celebrity nudity scenes I keep pinned in my mental spank bank, why I think Scarface is mid and how overrated the movie Heat is. I even power ranked my top 5 favorite movies while she was shooting free throws at one point.
Started ranking her favorite movies, and I realized as she was naming them, they were all Tyler Perry movies. And when I called her on it, she just smirked and said, "You fucker, I don't even watch movies."
I'm just bored because you're so terrible at this game I made you famous in, and I'm trying to pass the time.
Then she did an impression of Medea that I thought was a little racist, and then said that she's working on a script for a new Tyler Perry movie, and it's called Medea Beats the Piss Out of Sid the Sloth. So I got pissed and said, she looks like Mel Gibson, and then she smirked again. And then she said,
thanks for the compliment, Sid. Mel Gibson fucks. I'm Riggs and you're Murtaugh. And in this version of Lethal Weapon, you actually retire in the first movie. And not because you're too old for this shit. It's because you're bad at your fucking job.
Forbes just released their 2025 list of the most powerful women in sports. And guess who landed confidently at number 4? Caitlin Clark, who also ranks as the highest positioned athlete on the entire list. Not just any superstar making noise, but the woman who turned a season valued at $8.1 million into a complete redefinition of what female athletes can earn. But here's the part that's truly wild. Aya Wilson, who secured the number 15 spot, has reacted in a way that feels completely unhinged. We're talking about a pattern of jealousy that started with Clark's Nike deal and has now reached its breaking point. The numbers don't lie, and neither do Wilson's public flare-ups. Before we break it all down, tell me this. Why do you think Aya Wilson is so jealous of Caitlin Clark? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk money. The average WNBA rookie takes home around $60,000 in their first year. Caitlin Clark walked away with $8.1 million. That's not a typo. Those numbers made longtime veterans question everything they thought they knew about earning potential in women's basketball. Her WNBA salary was pocket change compared to what she earned off the court. The league minimum for rookies sits around $64,000, and Clark's base pay wasn't much higher. But here's where things get wild. While other first-year players were budgeting groceries and splitting rent, Clark was sitting in boardrooms negotiating deals worth more than entire franchise valuations. The Nike contract set the tone for everything that followed. 8 years, $28 million guaranteed. That deal alone placed Clark in a tier no WNBA player had ever reached. Most veterans had never seen a single endorsement worth even a fraction of that amount. Clark secured generational wealth before her first pro season even began. But Nike was only the starting point. Gatorade showed up next, pulling Clark into a category reserved for the absolute elite. We're talking the same brand association as LeBron James and Serena Williams. No WNBA star had ever touched that level of corporate recognition. Gatorade doesn't hand out deals casually. They invest in athletes who can move product and shift culture. Wilson Sporting Goods added another pillar to Clark's expanding empire. Not just a routine endorsement, but a partnership that made her the face of basketballs and equipment across major sports retailers. Their first endorsement of that magnitude since Michael Jordan. Every time someone steps into a sporting goods store and sees Clark's face on basketball displays, that's revenue flowing back to her. Speaking engagements became yet another income stream that stunned the entire league. Clark started commanding corporate appearance fees that surpass what some players earn across full WNBA seasons. Companies weren't just paying for her basketball insights. They were investing in her ability to draw crowds and generate buzz. The TV numbers reveal the real force behind Clark's earning power. Games featuring her saw viewership spike by 400% compared to standard WNBA broadcasts. Networks began competing for the rights to air Fever games. Advertisers rushed to buy commercial slots during Clark appearances. Revenue streams that never existed in women's basketball suddenly became major profit engines. Stadium attendance followed the same trend. Cities hosting Fever games watched ticket sales skyrocket beyond anything they'd seen before. Merchandise sales exploded everywhere Clark played. Local businesses around arenas reported increased foot traffic on game days. Clark wasn't just playing basketball. She was driving economic growth across entire metropolitan regions. Her social media influence translated directly into marketing power that brands could no longer overlook. Millions of followers interacted with every post, creating advertising reach that traditional sports promotions rarely deliver. Companies realized Clark could tap into demographics that had never engaged with women's basketball before. The Forbes ranking naming her the top basketball earner made the financial divide impossible to ignore. Clark's $8.1 million overshadowed the next closest player, Sabrina Ionescu, who earned $6.3 million. That gap showed the premium brands were willing to offer for Clark's unique blend of talent and marketability. Corporate America understood what basketball fans already recognized. Clark possessed something extraordinary that could not be taught or duplicated. Her potential extended far beyond anything any player had ever achieved, because she attracted new audiences to the sport, while still earning the respect of longtime supporters. The financial results proved that female athletes could command significant money when they delivered the right mix of performance and personality. Clark did more than break earning records. She reshaped what was possible for women's basketball players in terms of commercial appeal and market value. Certain veterans observed these shifts with growing frustration, creating the backdrop for reactions that exposed the true nature of established players who felt their status was at risk. Wilson's resentment did not emerge randomly. This jealousy has been simmering for months, rising through social media posts and interviews that show exactly how she views Clark's rapid ascent. The pattern began early and has only intensified as Clark's star keeps getting brighter. The Nike contract announcement shattered Wilson's composure first. While Clark celebrated her groundbreaking deal, Wilson went online with posts asking why rookies were receiving treatment veterans had waited years to earn. She never used Clark's name, but the timing made her target unmistakable. Wilson started uploading old photos with Nike executives, reminding everyone that she had brand connections as well. That quiet campaign turned into something far more obvious over the following weeks. Wilson posted daily content about veteran achievements, newcomer expectations, and the importance of paying dues. Each update felt like a direct response to Clark headlines dominating the sports world. Wilson's Instagram stories became ongoing commentary about media hype and unearned attention. The "I have a shoe too" push became Wilson's most urgent attempt to reclaim the spotlight. She began sharing pictures of her Nike signature sneaker from multiple angles, tagging Nike in posts about veteran loyalty and long-standing partnerships. Wilson even started posting throwback content from her shoe launch events, something she had never done regularly before Clark arrived. Time magazine's Athlete of the Year announcement pushed Wilson over another emotional edge. Her congratulatory post for Caitlin Clark lasted exactly one sentence, including no personal message or enthusiasm. Compare that to the long, detailed celebrations Wilson writes when other players win major awards. Wilson's social media history shows she normally goes all out supporting fellow athletes, which made her flat response to Clark even more noticeable. The timing of Wilson's own shoe struggles made everything worse. Her Nike signature sneaker was not selling, while Clark's endorsements dominated sports business conversations. Retail reports showed Wilson's shoes sitting untouched on shelves while anything associated with Clark sold out immediately. Wilson could not escape the contrast between her established but stagnant brand presence and Clark's explosive market appeal. Jealousy over speaking engagements became evident when Wilson began posting about her appearance fees for the first time ever. She shared backstage photos from corporate events and highlighted speaking opportunities in ways that felt forced and unnatural. Wilson had been doing corporate appearances for years without broadcasting them on social media. Yet Clark's high-profile speaking deals suddenly made Wilson eager for everyone to see her bookings. Wilson's social media activity shifted toward questioning Clark's actual influence in the sport. She posted statistics about veteran scoring records, longtime WNBA viewership numbers, and established player contributions in ways that read as direct responses to Clark coverage. Wilson started using phrases like real impact and sustained excellence in ways that seemed designed to diminish Clark's accomplishments. Her remarks about media attention became increasingly pointed as the season progressed. Wilson began making subtle digs about hype versus substance and the importance of proving oneself over time. These were not general observations about the league. Her timing and word choices made it clear she was responding directly to Clark's ongoing success and growing influence. The pattern exposes Wilson's core issue with Clark's rise. This is not about basketball performance or team success. Wilson's jealousy revolves around watching someone else become the face of women's basketball, almost overnight. She spent years building her brand and establishing herself as a cornerstone of the league, only to see Clark eclipse her relevance in a matter of months. Wilson's behavior reflects a veteran player unable to share the spotlight with someone more talented and marketable. Her passive-aggressive social media campaigns, lukewarm public support, and pointed commentary on hype reveal a player threatened by change and progress in her sport. The Forbes ranking announcement became the moment Wilson's jealousy erupted publicly. All those months of subtle undermining and social media activity culminated in reactions that exposed her true feelings about Clark's success and influence. Forbes does not take its rankings lightly. Their methodology delves deeply into metrics that matter. They measure earnings, social media reach, endorsement value, and cultural impact across 5 key areas. Clark dominated every single category, leaving competitors scrambling to keep pace. The ranking process applies a weighted formula prioritizing financial control and overall influence within the sports industry. Forbes analyzed proprietary team valuations, company revenue figures, media mentions, and social media engagement data. Clark's numbers in each category painted an undeniable picture of dominance. She secured the number 4 spot on the overall list, making her the highest-ranked athlete among all women included. She surpassed tennis legends who have spent decades building their brands. She outshone Olympic champions with years of international recognition. Clark achieved in 1 year what most athletes spend entire careers striving for. Her social media presence surged past established stars across multiple sports. Marketing executives began taking notice as Clark's engagement rates consistently outperformed athletes with far larger followings. Raw follower counts tell one story, but engagement rates reveal Clark's true influence. Her posts generated interactions that translated directly into marketing value brands could find nowhere else. The cultural impact metrics highlighted something even more remarkable. Clark brought entirely new demographics into women's basketball. Families who had never watched WNBA games became regular viewers. Young girls started playing basketball inspired by Clark. Corporate executives who had previously ignored women's sports suddenly recognized profit potential they had overlooked. Forbes specifically noted Clark's ability to drive revenue beyond her personal earnings. Venues hosting fever games saw ticket sales soar. Cities experienced increased tourism and boosted local business revenue on game days. Broadcast networks competed for the rights to air Clark's games. She generated economic activity that rippled through entire communities wherever she played. Her crossover appeal extended into golf and other sports, demonstrating influence that went far beyond basketball. Clark participated in pro-am golf tournaments that drew mainstream media coverage. Sports networks featured her appearances across multiple athletic events. This multi-sport recognition represents something Wilson has never achieved, despite years of trying to expand her brand. The diversity of Clark's endorsement portfolio set her apart from typical single-sport athletes. Brands recognized her as more than just a basketball player. Nike, Gatorade, and Wilson each approached her strategically, acknowledging her potential to reach audiences outside traditional basketball fans. Her deals reflected marketing approaches usually reserved for global superstars who compete across multiple sports or entertainment sectors. Clark's estimated $8.1 million annual income signaled a paradigm shift in how female athletes are valued professionally. Forbes highlighted this financial success as evidence of her expanding influence and marketability. The number represented more than personal earnings. It demonstrated what is possible when talent meets the right marketing approach and cultural timing. The ranking confirmed Clark as the most powerful force in women's sports within just 12 months of turning professional. Her placement above numerous nationally renowned athletes who had spent years building their careers highlighted the unprecedented nature of her rapid rise. Forbes essentially validated what basketball fans already knew about Clark's impact on the sport and culture. This recognition followed her Time Magazine Athlete of the Year award and Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year honor, establishing a pattern of mainstream acknowledgement no WNBA player had previously achieved. Clark's presence solidified her status as both a cultural and commercial force, redefining expectations for women's sports. In 2024, she drove 26.5% of the WNBA's total economic activity, while securing endorsement deals that emphasized her growing influence in the sports business landscape. Wilson's reaction to Forbes naming Clark the most powerful female athlete revealed everything about her mindset and the toxic approach she brings to the league. Clark's recognition proves that raw talent combined with genuine personality creates unstoppable momentum. Wilson's jealous outbursts show exactly what happens when established players feel their position slipping. The numbers are clear. Clark drives revenue and cultural impact in women's basketball. The 2026 season represents everything Fever fans have been waiting for. They're witnessing the foundation of a dynasty built around a player who transcends sports entirely. Clark's influence stretches far beyond basketball courts, into boardrooms and living rooms across America. Wilson can continue posting passive-aggressive social media content and throwing public tantrums over recognition she believes she deserves. Clark's impact has already reshaped what female athletes can achieve, both financially and culturally. Why do you think Wilson is so jealous of Caitlyn? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.